Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Infinitode 2. So, I'm gonna talk today about a very common topic and also a very common mistake that a lot of players do when approaching Endless and when upgrading loot frequency and loot rarity. Now, these two upgrades, combined with bid drop rate, are the most important upgrades for Endless in the whole game. Because getting more loot means getting more bids, and therefore that means getting more research and just progressing through Endless a lot more quickly. But now, between the two, which is more important? Like, which is the one that you should prioritize? Which is the one that's going to give you the highest amount of loot and the highest amount of bids and legendary loot? And now, in order to show you which one is best, I'm going to now use this ability of being able to reset the button and to remove completely all the levels. So for example, now I'm gonna reset loot frequency. So you can see that now it's level 0. There is no loot frequency. I'm gonna reset as well bid drop rate, and I only gonna keep loot rarity, right? So you can see it's level 100, so it's very high, but loot frequency is 0 and bid drop rate is 0. I still have some loot frequency because of the start research and because of some other minor upgrades, but I don't think that's really that relevant. Yeah, now I'm gonna approach here. I'm gonna do the 6.3 stage. Oops, not this one. And yeah, so let's see how much loot I'm able to obtain with this in this setup. So loot frequency is 0, loot rarity is maxed, and the bid drop rate is also level 0. So I'm gonna check especially two things. I'm gonna check the amount of bids I'm able to obtain and the amount of legendary loot I'm able to obtain. So as always, here for the core, going for the extra coins per minute. The more coins you generate per minute, of course, the better it is, because in that way you can place your miner and you can upgrade it a little bit more. Now going for this, miner's installation time reduced. And now I'm gonna wait, as I showed in my very last video, I'm gonna wait until the timer is 5 seconds into 7 energy. So there are only 5 seconds left to reach 7 energy, and that's where I'm gonna drop the Infinite Miner, and I'm gonna then upgrade it as much as I can. So let's be ready here. All right, and placing it right now, upgrading it. Splash, second ability. You can see that the legendary, the loot is legendary right away. So that's of course because of the fact loot rarity is maxed, right? But then you can see that after just, I don't know, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, there is a lot less loot that comes out. That's of course because of the fact that by waiting at the beginning of the game, you are able to stack the loot. So that's why I got so much at the start. So as soon as the enemies started spawning, that's why I got so much loot. But then the frequency starts to decrease, and then this is the actual amount of loot you gain when you have loot frequency like level 0. So I got here the core as well, up to level 4 for the extra mining speed, and now I'm gonna get this miner level 5. So it's pretty much the same strategy I showed in my last video, the most efficient method to gain as much loot as possible on this stage. And after getting as well Splash level 5, I'm gonna just wait now for the energy bar to reach 14, and then I'm gonna stop, end the game, and we're gonna take a look at the loot. So here we go. All right, 57 bids. Not really a lot of different loot. You can see that it's mostly legendary. So let's see the actual items. So let's end the game. You can see 2 minutes and 50 of gameplay. Some tickets here, some special blueprints, some random tiles, and then some other items that can be placed and dropped on custom maps. So this is it. So remember guys, 57 bits. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just reload the game, and now I'm gonna reset Loot Rarity and bit drop rate. So I'm looking now at to see what happens if loot frequency is maxed, but loot rarity is very low, 0, having also bit drop rate level 0. So let's see what happens to the overall loot, and especially to legendary loot, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we are especially taking into consideration. As you can see, I've placed the exact same towers as before, right? Just these balance modifiers here to make the enemies go the long way around, so that I can damage them with my splash. You can place here even like anti-air towers. Anti-air towers are actually a little bit cheaper, so they're actually a little bit better. But yeah, just because of the fact that I used it before the balance modifiers, I'm going to use them again here, so that I'm reducing as much as possible the bias. Remember as well, there is always some RNG involved in terms of bid this. So even if you have the exact same stats and you use the exact same strategy, you're not gonna gain the same amount of bid this every time. That might change. Sometimes you might gain more, sometimes you're gonna gain less. It's just RNG. So I got the core here, right, as before. Now I'm gonna just wait 5 seconds into 7 energy to place my miner. So using the exact same method as before. Right, here we go. Let's get ready. And placing it right now. All right, level 3, second ability for splash. Now miner level 4, and just keep on going. So you can see once again that now the loot though is not only legendary. There is a lot of other loot. You can see here very common loot, rare loot, very rare loot. There is also some legendary in the middle, right? But it's not as much as it was before. But the very noticeable thing is that see that the loot keeps on coming. Like I'm still able to earn a ton of this loot. Even if a couple, like already 1 minute has passed, but I'm still earning a lot of loot. Yes, it's not only legendary, but I'm still gaining loot. And now let's see at the end of this gameplay if between all this extra loot that I was able to obtain, considering only the legendary one, how many items I was able to obtain. Especially, of course, what with this, and but also all the other items like the special blueprints, the random tiles, the tickets, and so on. So that's the miner level 5, splash level 5, and let's just wait for the energy bar to reach 14, and then let's just stop the game. And here we go. All right, now you can see that the amount of bits is 176. So that's more than 3 times the amount I was able to obtain before. So this is already very, very indicative, right? And not only that, but look also at the overall loot I was able to obtain. Yes, a lot of very common, rare, very rare, epic, but also some legendaries, despite the fact that my loot rarity is, well, level 0. So let's end the game and let's actually take a look at the actual loot, especially the legendary one. You can see duration here roughly the same, and look here what happens. Even if, again, loot rarity was level 0, not only did I got more biddes, but I also got more of these special blueprints. I got more of these tiles, right? These random tiles quality. I got more keys. I got more of these items that can be dropped, these platforms that can be used on custom maps. I got also more tickets. So I got more legendary loot overall, despite the fact that my loot rarity is level 0. And on top of that, look at how many other items I was able to obtain here. Epic items, chests, things that can be dropped on custom maps to sell for prestige tickets. very rare items. Again, here a ton of this, rare items, and then even common items. So what's the meaning of all of this? So what does it mean? It means that between loot frequency and loot rarity, so not even considering bit death drop rate, so like having bit death drop rate level 0 without even considering this, between these two, loot frequency is a ton more valuable. Like loot rarity is not even important. Like you can leave loot rarity level 0, and if you just upgrade loot frequency, you're gonna still be able to obtain a lot more items. So that's why I strongly recommend you, if you have to choose between loot frequency and loot rarity, to always go for loot frequency. For both of them, you can see that you're gonna need to solve 5 prestige maps for more than 50 tickets. But if you have any prestige tickets now and you wanna upgrade these two, always prioritize loot frequency. Like you can leave loot rarity even at level 0. You don't even have to upgrade it to level 10 or level 20 or whatever. Like I know that in some of my past videos I said that like loot rarity you wanna reach around level 20 sometimes or level 30. But that's not even the case. Like you can leave loot rarity even at level 0. You can just go for loot frequency and you're gonna be able to obtain a lot more items. And remember, more loot means more items. That means that you can sell more maps for more prestige tickets. So with those more prestige tickets, you can then get more levels of loot frequency and so on. So it's something that gets exponentially better. So that's why always go for loot frequency. If you want to upgrade loot rarity, that's fine, but don't go any higher than level 10. Like level 10 is your limit. You can see that like between level 9 here and level 10, then the other upgrades require a lot more of prestige tickets. So if you're gonna upgrade loot rarity, that's fine, but just reach level 10 here. Don't go any higher. Loot frequency, as I showed in this video, is a lot more valuable and a lot more important. So just like use all the prestige tickets you can obtain on loot frequency. Just worry about this upgrade. Now regarding bit death drop rate, remember that for this upgrade you can actually use research tickets because like loot frequency and loot rarity can only be upgraded with prestige tickets, and that's it. But instead, loot bit death drop rate can be increased instead with research tickets. So if, for example, like after level 10, I think, yeah, you start to, like, you need a ton of bit death to get all the other upgrades, see here, from level 10 onwards. So from this level onwards, what you can do is with all the lucky shot tickets that you can earn through your looting, right, you can then go into the wheel and you can try to manipulate it, as I showed in another video, to see if you can obtain some research tickets. And with those extra 4, 5, 3 tickets, I don't know, you can gain, you can get some extra levels here for this bit death drop rate. So you don't even need to have enough bit death to get this upgrade, like to level it up. So like if I don't know, if every week you can get 10 levels here, so you can get 10 research tickets per week, then in like 4 weeks, in like about a month, you can reach level 50. So that's just how to do it. You don't even have to worry about getting enough bit death to upgrade this one, and I really recommend to go for research tickets. So don't try to farm bit death or to use the bit death right here. You can use your bit death for all other things that can be a lot more important. For example, here, mining speed for the Infinitode, right? Or the modifier, mining speed for the modifier. All these are very valuable as well. So just remember your research tickets here for bit death drop rate, and all your prestige tickets on loot frequency. And yeah, that's it. So I hope that you guys were able to understand a bit more how it works and why loot frequency is a lot more important. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and see ya. Bye bye.